Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. As you can see behind me, I'm talking to Holly Miles, who is a production assistant at Bad Wolf, and we'll be talking about apprenticeships and mentorship. So yeah, sit back, relax, I hope it's of use to you. I am joined by Holly, who, if I'm right, is a production assistant at Bad Wolf.
Yeah, that's right.
I just want to start off by saying that in previous videos, I've spoken a lot about like national schemes, but in this video with Holly, we thought it would be a good idea to focus more on the local schemes, especially here in Wales. Just, we want to point out that it's not just screen skills and cool time. You have got your localized apprenticeships and schemes to join. So even though this is going to be very probably Welsh based, do go and look out for schemes that you've got local to you in like the Midlands or elsewhere. But anyway, I'm gonna kind of hand over to you because I want to know a bit more about what it is you do as a production assistant.
So my job as a production assistant is slightly different to maybe what people think, you know, a typical production assistant does, you know, whether that be on set or whatever, because I work in-house, so it's slightly different because I will work basically across various shows in sort of like different capacities. So I might be doing, you know, availability checks and sort of helping out with the crewing up of one show, and then I might be doing post-production paperwork for another. So it can sort of vary, which I find, you know, more engaging because you sort of get to, I've got like loads of different experiences in like different aspects of TV rather than just, you know, working solely on production. But I do work in the production department. It's just it can be split up into like, you know, like I was saying, prep or might be post stuff.
The first job that you've had in the industry, like, is this the first thing you've done and you kind of stuck with it?
Yeah, so I did. I was an apprentice to begin with, which we'll go into in a little bit, and then from that, then I sort of got offered a job like in the production department, because obviously when I started out as an apprentice, I always obviously was keen in working in production. So yeah, since then I've been doing this role. Well, I did my apprenticeship, which was a year long, and then since then I've been doing this role, so it's been about a year and a half. So all in all, it's been about 2.5 years working in Bad Wolf in sort of the role I'm doing now. Yeah, so it is quite a lot. I mean, usually you would get like, you know, freelancers who would just work on a job for like 8 months or whatever and go. But yeah, I'm very loyal, Tom. I'm very loyal.
To be fair, whenever I think about Bad Wolf, I do kind of think, oh, I know you're there, and it's just kind of like you're like a glue to that place in my mind. It's just like he works there. That's just fair. Obviously, you touched a bit upon your apprenticeship. I've come from a university background. Even though I went to university, I think apprenticeships probably a really good route into the industry, more so than uni. But I don't know much about it, so I was hoping you could expand a bit.
So yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, it's like the industry now, like University of South Wales, I know that's where you went. They obviously have a massive department and really strong links with local production companies like such as Bad Wolf and, you know, Screenlights Wales and places like that, which is really great. But I was sort of in sixth form, and I went to quite an academic sixth form, and they sort of, you know, obviously were trying to make me go to uni, and I just sort of, I was, you know, I wasn't opposed to it, but I was sort of like, I don't really know if I'm gonna, when I was looking at the courses, because you had to do quite a lot of research, I was like, I don't really feel like this is necessarily going to be beneficial. Like, it would have been great to like make your own stuff, but I was like, I wonder if there's other options. So I started doing my own research, and then I came across a company called Skill Company who were really great, and basically they offer apprenticeships to anyone who hasn't got a university degree, or you may have gone to university but dropped out, so you're still eligible to sort of do the apprenticeship. So I basically applied, and I was like, oh wow, this is really great. Like, they have, and also the great thing about them as well is that they have different apprenticeships and different things. So obviously I ended up working in drama, but there's people working in unscripted, there's people working in journalism, in ITV. Like, there's sort of a quite a wide range of different roles that you can do there, which I thought was really great. To be honest with you, I was just researching. Obviously, I did, at this point, I'm not knowing much about the industry, so I'm just seeing like, I think at the time they were sort of finishing Discovery of Witches, and I was like, oh my god, like, okay, like Sky, I've seen like Sky, and like there was like links to HBO, and I was like, oh wow, this is like serious. When you're in the job there, and the great thing about being an apprentice is that people are always open to telling you stuff, and they're really like, the office that I worked in, everyone was so like, I got to work in different departments for starters, so I wasn't just restricted to like, you know, production, so I got to learn about development as well and the creative side of the process, which was really great. And it was just a really like supportive environment. And then on the side as well, you have Skill Cymru who are, you know, giving you you get a qualification at the end, which is like it's like a level 3 diploma. So it's like, it's not just like, you know, you get something at the end, like like I say, a qualification. So there's quite a lot to take from it, and then you're also being paid as well because you are an employee. So yeah, it's a really great hands-on experience, I found.
I definitely think that if I'd have properly looked into, because I kind of went to uni to kind of get away from my hometown, but I think if I properly looked into it, I think an apprenticeship would have been where I went for, because it just seems a bit more hands-on, and I didn't really learn anything about the industry until I left uni.
I know exactly. Yeah, it's difficult because you don't, at the end of the day, you know, if it's not in your area, like if it wasn't in Cardiff, I would have done some research, but I may not have found out that there was this option. I do appreciate, like, university is great, like you said, that you like wanted to leave your hometown and stuff, like, and also it's great to sort of know about the technical terms and stuff that they may teach you, but I guess because it is quite competitive to get into TV, that hands-on experience may be more beneficial to someone.
And obviously we've now got COVID. Do you think that it's kind of a bit, it's quite harder now to get into the industry? Do you have any like tips for newcomers starting out, basically?
Yeah, I mean, I think, like I was saying about when I was just doing my own research, I think COVID or no COVID, like I would have done that research anyway. I think it's definitely when you're starting out, like I started out, I'm sure the same was for you as well, like I didn't know anyone, like it wasn't like I could ring someone up and be like, oh, hey, I know, exactly. And yeah, and I also as well, I think sort of, you know, when you see the media and stuff, you think, oh my God, TV's so glamorous, like, you know, and everything. And you're a bit like, oh, how do I, you know.
It's not glamorous at all. You've been stood in the graveyard.
I know. Oh my God, I know, it's awful. But yeah, so I definitely think one of the key things is to just be proactive. Like the worst that's going to happen is you're going to email someone and they're not going to reply, and that's okay. Like you can just email someone else. I think the same for like, you know, for me personally, like when I was looking at apprenticeships, I reached out to Skill Cymru before I even applied, and they got back to me. Like people appreciate you doing that sometimes, you know, like just putting yourself out there. You don't need to, you know, be like, oh, you know, pretend like you know stuff that you probably don't really know about, to be honest, before you're in. And just being proactive and saying, you know, oh, hiya, like I think I was just literally like, oh yeah, I really want to like get into TV. I actually remember I think I was, when I first was like talking about TV and stuff, I was like, yeah, I'd love to be a producer. I was like, how does that happen? And they were like, yeah, Holly, you're not just gonna like become a producer, like that's not gonna happen.
The amount of
come out of my apprenticeship, full-blown producer, yeah, multi-million-pound productions, I'll produce them. Like, no.
To be fair, I thought the exact same. Because when I was younger, it was like, I want to be a director, and like you just think that there's no other way. You just go straight into it, but you don't. You've got to work for it. Get in contact with these people, show you're passionate about it, and just be willing to learn is the main thing. And
if you do
that, then you'll find something. It might take a while, because it does.
Yeah.
You'll get there. I think the thing is as well, everyone has been in our position, everybody has been having to learn, so just ask them questions, because they know the situation you're in. People might seem scary. I've definitely been in a situation where I've been terrified to ask someone because they just come across scary, but they're probably not. TV's stressful. Just watch and just learn from everyone. I remember you wanted to talk a bit about stepping up, because you're part of the mentoring scheme for, is it called Cymru? Yeah,
so basically this is sort of a new thing that I just happened to find, because I think another thing as well is, like I was saying about being proactive at the start, but you sort of take that proactiveness with you. It's not like you ever have to leave it. Like, it's like I'm always sort of looking for things to do on the side. It's for people. There are some people who are new to the industry, but for majority of us, we are sort of in the industry now. And we basically, you get matched up with a mentor who is basically there to, you have, I think you get about 6 1-hour sessions with them over the course of like 6 months. And you basically just can speak about, whatever. Like, so obviously I'm working in production, so I got matched up with a line producer in drama, and she basically like gives me tips and advice on like how, my CV. Like, I sort of sat in my CV and I was like, what do you think of this? And just like, also she just gives me like, it's sort of good to just have a third party that is like neutral to speak to about things, because it is a stressful industry to work in, and sometimes it's nice to just speak to someone like who's got a neutral stance and is just there to sort of advise you. It's not like they're not telling you what to do or anything. It's more of like just advising you and being like, okay, like, where do you want to go? Like, where do you want to take your...
I definitely agree with you.
It's all right.
I think the thing about mentoring, and even if you're not on a scheme, I think it's really good to go out and meet these people or connect with them on Twitter and kind of just try and build up a start of a relationship. Don't go and talk to these people and expect them to become your best friend straight away. Don't do that. But kind of show interest and talk to them. And by networking, in that, I hate networking. It's my least favorite thing, but I try and push myself.
Same. Yeah.
The more you talk to people, the more you're like, it'll become easy to you, and you'll understand it, and people will want to help you if they know you as well, and if they know of you.
Yeah.
But that's one thing that I think about the industry is everyone is really, most people are willing to help.
These schemes as well, they provide that place for them to do it. Do you know? So that if you're applying for a mentoring scheme, whoever is on that, whoever is going to be paid up with you, what has that same need to want to help. Because as well, another thing is, like, we're having talks now, and you do loads of videos for people. It is great to just inform people, because I get people like messaging me and stuff, and it's that they're very simple questions, but if someone doesn't tell you, then you're never gonna know.
Who was your apprenticeship with? Is it Sigil or Skill?
Skill Cymru, yeah.
I'm never sure. Yeah, I know a lot of people.
It's Welsh, don't worry. Yeah.
A lot of people that I've worked with as well have done apprenticeships through Skill Cymru, and I've worked with other floor runners, lighting assistants and all of that. So that, like you said earlier, there are other roles that you can do with these apprenticeships. I think really, if you're watching this video, your main takeaway should be do your research before starting out, and just kind of look at where it is you want to go, how you want to get there, and the people you want to work with. Really, just go and hunt for these people and talk to them.
And be open-minded, be collaborative, and have a PMA, positive mental attitude.
Love that.
Well, you will when you start out, but then you'll slowly be like, oh god.
Just like, I just want to lie in. I don't want to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. I just want a day off. That's all I want.
And then you have a day off, and you're like, I want to be at work. Like,
I know. Yeah, hopefully it's been beneficial to someone out there. I feel like we've covered quite a bit. So yeah.
If you have any more questions for either me or Holly, just check out our Twitters, and I'm sure both of us will help you should you message us or tweet us or whatever. But yeah, if you have any questions, you either tweet us, comment them down below, make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, and all that. But yeah, it's been nice to kind of talk to you and actually meet you for the first time. I just realised that. This is the first time we spoke.
Yeah, I was realising that too. As I was speaking, I was thinking this is actually the first face-to-face like conversation we've had.
But yeah, anyway, it's been nice meeting you.
Bye.
Thanks for watching, guys. I really hope you've enjoyed today's video. It's been a pleasure being able to talk to Holly. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you go and check out either Corner, I don't know where the playlist will be, but go and check out them videos. There's about 5 other videos about breaking into TV and being a runner. So hopefully they'll be of use to you. If not, if you've already done that, make sure you go and check out my social media, and there'll be links down below, and I'll see you very soon. See you later. Bye.